There are tons of properties on the internet. Why should I hire a realtor to find one for me?
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward together with the Decker team.
Well, we've created for you over 423 episodes of The Inside Track, where we share so many insights, like insider secrets, and how to make house home, how to grow wealth, and even how to have more harmony and life exponential. And the cool part is you can get access to them at home, on the go, or even from the office if you're allowed to go there.
If you're allowed to go there.
To go there.
Yeah. So there's lots of properties on the internet, online. And it may not be as easy as it seems.
Not as fast or easy as it appears at first glance. And this is what you're going to learn in this particular episode is why is it that the glance or the look or even what is visible online is kind of actually absolutely is an illusion.
Yeah, what else is interesting is many times properties, I'll get a phone call from somebody that I'm working with and they'll say, well, what about this property, Ken? It's not in my search. And I think, oh no, maybe our search was set up wrong. So then I go do some research and usually that property sold like 30 days ago or 2 weeks ago or 2 months ago because things kind of linger on the internet unless they're on the actual real estate website.
Right. That happens. But the other thing that happens, which is way more distressing.
Is it ever?
Way more distressing. And that is they call and they say, I saw it, but it's gone. I saw it for a minute yesterday. Or I saw it for a minute today.
Or I drove
by it, or I never saw it on the market. I never saw it. It's like, curious. What makes it so curious is it was on the market, but it sold before it ever hit the MLS system. It never even saw the light of MLS pointed on it. Never.
That's an interesting way of saying it.
Well, it never saw the light of day, really, but it never saw the light of MLS because it got sold probably the night before it was going to go on MLS. And maybe it wasn't even ever going to go on MLS because there are so many different reasons for a seller to choose to do things just a little differently.
Why don't we explore that for a minute? Why would someone not just put it on the MLS and wait, do the wait game, the wait for 5 days or 7 days for an offer presentation time, sometimes in a really hot seller's market. That's what they'll do.
Yep,
try to get a bidding war.
And then you got a little bit of time.
And even sometimes those disappear. Before
the 5 days, 8 days, 10 days, or even 14 days. I ran into one the other day. 14 days delay.
Yeah? And did it sell previous to 14 days?
That one actually didn't. And yet there are many others I've encountered that sold before the offer date.
Yeah, I think it's because sometimes people, we call it backing up the money truck. They'll give an unconditional offer way above asking, and the seller just sometimes loses the
staying power.
Their staying
power just went gone because it's just, will we be able to reproduce that in 3 days, 4 days, 5 days? And if the seller is feeling like that is way more and it's got no conditions, because those ones generally have no conditions. I don't think I've seen any that come in way over.
The nice name for those is preemptive offers, although we in the industry call them bully offers.
Okay, he said it out loud. Okay, so we're teaching Ken to say preemptive.
Yes,
because it's being done before. And yet it feels like you're being bullied. And so you need a really strong realtor on your side if you're not going to have the seller bullied. So usually, I might say the times I've seen, and I've seen some incredible preemptive offers, like blow my mind preemptive offers. And our sellers with us have decided to stand their ground. Not once in this current market, so different markets, different story, different rules. That's why it's good to have somebody that's got a lot of experience, is not once did it not turn out to be even better on offer day than the preemptive offer. Even when I thought, There is no way we can do better than that. We've always, in this market, done better than that.
Right. So some properties are exclusive due to COVID fears. They don't want a whole bunch of people trenching through.
Yeah.
But if they find something, if someone, they say to us, here, put the listing, do it privately, like what we call exclusive. We're not going to go on the MLS. But if you have the right buyer, then I'll open it up for a showing.
And those properties are still marketed often. Some of them are, some of them aren't. Some of them are actually secret. And they're just known to the realtor that is representing the client and to their brokerage probably. Even the secret ones would normally be in our private Facebook groups inside our organization. And the others are kind of like what I'd call a soft launch, where they're available, but not through the MLS. So they're exclusively held by the realtor and the brokerage. And yet those ones, they'll still cooperate with the other realtors. It's just not as exposed. So they still might be on Facebook and Instagram and Kijiji and
they might be
YouTube.
And then there's other ones that want no publicity. They do not want it public. They want their house to sell, but maybe it's a messy divorce, or maybe they're a person of, what do I call it, in the limelight. They're a star, or a hockey star, or or whatever, and they don't want people to know their house is up for sale. So sometimes those are sold secretively.
Yeah, and yet they're sold. And so those are some of the reasons that they never get there. And then the other reason is sometimes they just come on so fast and they're gone before you even opened your app on your phone to see that there was a property.
Right.
You were told about it and you just didn't.
Or maybe you weren't, because you're doing it on your own and you think, I'm just going to search the MLS every night.
Ooh,
well,
that's dangerous.
Our realtors get notified of new listings very quickly before they hit the MLS. And their clients, anybody who's signed up as a client, will get those email notifications of a new property. And sometimes they are sold within hours.
Well, actually, minutes. Minutes. Like it really is minutes, because the realtors hear about them within minutes through our MLS system. And the general public, unless you're connected to a search with a realtor, you will not hear about for a day or two.
Right. And even if you're on an MLS, they're pretty good now. They're coming up in a few hours, but you have to remember to go on and look.
Well, and it's not as fast.
No.
Right? And so sometimes we sell properties inside a group. We just sold one $1 million property, in fact, that we had exclusive available to us and anybody that wanted it. But they didn't really want to deal with winter and COVID and making a move now. So with the delayed closing, they thought, I'm not going to stress it. So we just kept it quiet, except we continued to look inside groups where people were asking about property. Yep. And we found the buyer. And there was $1 million property and there's somebody else that wants it, but they didn't act quick enough.
Yeah. So if you're thinking of buying a property this year, it would be very wise of you to connect with us and set up a consultation, a free consultation, especially if you have a home that you want to sell as well, because then we walk you through the timing and all of that to make sure you're not stuck homeless or with two homes.
Yeah. Exploring your options is free. It takes a little bit of time, and it can even be done on Zoom today. So we are grateful to be growing alongside you and are passionate about the privilege we have to actually help you make great decisions. It's pretty amazing.
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward.